Okay, let's get started with this podcast. This is the eve of Martin Luther King birthday, and I never celebrated him before. The reason why I began to celebrate him is because of what he said at the end of his career. He realized in the end, he said, "I have made a great mistake. I've taken my people into a burning house," meaning integration is what destroyed our communities, destroy our self-esteem, destroy our connection with the creator, destroy our families. So at least when he realized that he did that, he's remorseful because he saw what he did. And that's why I'm making these podcasts, because I have questions. There haven't been a lot of these old podcasts or TV programs of what happened back in the 60s. They never showed these before. I've never seen them. I mean, these things are 50 years old, 60 years old. I've never seen them before. Older than that. Anyway, let's get to it. This is my question. If you have I'm watching the baseball team now, the Negro Leagues. That had you calling yourself an identity that was given to you from slavery. And that separates you from the creator, because there's no race called Negroes, there's no land called Negro. But you didn't know that because they destroyed your identity. You're the indigenous people, the original people, but they made you think you was Indians. Then they made you think you was colored, Negro, anything but from here. Because you from Africa, then you don't have no rights to this land. That was the trick. So I was watching the baseball thing, and I said, what, wait a minute. With all these great players on the Negro League, and we used to, according to the program, people traveled around the country to go see them. So there was good revenue coming to our community because we was funding these plays. You have a stadium where they play at, people making money from the admission fee, people working there, serving the refreshments, and the players are getting paid. And everybody was just happy and having a good time. That was a joyous time going to a football game. Now I'm talking about what I learned about it later. It was a fun activity that everybody participated in. The women would go and they would sport their latest hats. It was like a fashion show for the women. And the men, they would go looking sharp. That's how we did it back then. But we didn't need permission from anybody to integrate. We didn't need to be ridiculed by the people in the stands calling your names, threatening to hang you. We in our own little community, and everybody was happy. And we were prospering ourselves. But somebody didn't like that picture. And I'm not going to say the white folks, no, because white folks was happy because they had their little community and we had our community. It was them same black folks up north the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They hate to see us down in the South be happy. They were jealous because they didn't have what we have. You see, they was integrated up north. They didn't have businesses. They didn't have none of that. They didn't have communities, strong communities. They didn't have strong schools. So they was jealous because we had all that in the South. So they decided to break it up under the guise of helping us to integrate. And integration was the death of us. That was the real slavery, y'all. Integration is the real slavery. Now, you got all this talent, Negro League, that you control the league. It was your league. We had our own buses. We traveled. We had our own buses. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, we had our own buses, cabs, and our own rail lines. We had to because things was segregated. It was ours. And we traveled around the country playing these different teams. Looking good, sharp. We wasn't broke. We was making money because we had our own teams. Here come these jokers from the North, these black people saying, you supposed to be in the major leagues with the white people. What? And we fell for it. So now, you don't have any industry. You have no stadiums to control your league. You have no airlines, train lines, bus lines to travel around the country and looking good in your stylish clothes. And the players have to go to beg to be accepted into the white leagues, to be ridiculed, spat on, tolerated, hated. And you're paying for that. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? It's so clear to me that we didn't need white people to integrate with us. If we had kept what we had, we could be the biggest stars right now. But some black folks came down and said, oh, you need to integrate. And now we don't have anything. No stadiums, no bus line, no train lines, no jobs. We was hiring our own people. We didn't need jobs from white people. We was hiring ourselves like every community does. You hire your own people. Y'all think it's normal to go and ask another people for a job? That is slavery. You got to go outside your community for a job. That is the real slavery. And that's what they call the civil rights movement. Before then, we didn't need white folks to give us a job. Y'all see what's being said? So the point is, why would you give up your community to be humiliated, to try to force yourself to be accepted in another community that don't want nothing to do with you? And then you're paying that community to discriminate against you. You see how crazy that is? So it wasn't white against black, it was black against black. Negro, colored people. These colored people want to advance their society on the backs of the black people. Because they did not have the industry we had in the South. And they try to make this picture as a white man doing. The white man wasn't doing nothing to us. He was happy with his own league, doing his own thing. So I hope y'all see what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know, because if you don't know the past, it can happen again. This president you have now, whether you realize it or not, he's the best president you have ever had, because he's forcing you to really be free, to be independent, not dependent. As long as you're depending on the government, you are not free. The government give it, they can take it away. So he's saying, okay, I believe in you people. You don't need the government. So you may not never see the benefits of what's been done for you now. Maybe your children will see it, but I see it so clearly now. You're going to start having your communities back now. Okay, tell me what y'all think. You think I'm going crazy or what? I don't think so. I think everybody who want to be free got to have, God bless the child who have his own. God help those who help themselves. Nobody self-respecting people force themselves into other people, communities, to force them to accept them. No self-respecting people do that. All these groups that come to America, they all have their own communities. And what's wrong with you having your own? Why did you have to integrate? These things you need to ask yourself. It wasn't white folks doing this, it was black people, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They want to be advanced over the black people, because they didn't have communities up north. They didn't have anything. They had sold out. But the South was still strong. They had their own businesses, had their own industries, bus lines, train lines. We had it all. I'm telling you, I grew up in that era. So they forced us to give it up under the auspices of integration, like that's something we needed. You need no integration. Integration is why you don't have your own communities now. You got to go outside and put yourself into slavery on somebody else's plantation. That's all the job is. You hiring yourself out to somebody else. We didn't do that. We didn't do that until the civil rights movement came along. And you want to paint these movies like it's the white man. No, it wasn't the white man. It's the black people selling out their own people. Do your research. Don't believe me. I live this. I know what I'm talking about.